Hello, my air signs. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. Thank you for clicking here. I do appreciate you. If you are some of the new bunch that has just joined this channel in the last little bit, I hope you will let us know in the comments below. Thank you for being here. Thank you if you're brand new, and if you are my ride or die, thank you for clicking here always. This is going to be for Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. I'm going to read for Libra first, so Gemini and Aquarius, please look into the description. You will find your time there, or you can just scroll through the chapters. All right, so let's start with Libra. Libra, if you're interested in a private reading, I do have 3 spaces available on Wizio. Please go into the comments, into the description, pardon me, and look for the yellow dot. That's the only way I'm booking right now. I'm not booking through email. All right, here we go. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What is up for Libra in the week ahead, please? Libra, in the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Libra. All right, somebody's taking charge. There we go. King's on his head. What's going on there? What's going on there, Libra? We've got the Sun in the reverse. We've got the Emperor. And we have the King of Swords in reverse. We have the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So something is about to turn in your favor. It's divine timing for something. I don't think you see it coming, but I feel as though you've been feeling stuck. Yeah, because this is all the, what do I want to say? Fixed signs, so I want to say, thank you. The fixed signs, and so we're looking at Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, right? So you could be dealing with any one of those. You could have those in your big 3, of course. When the Sun comes up in the reverse, of course, it is still the Sun. It is still warm where you are, and you're doing okay where you are. The thing is that the Sun in reverse can be a bit of a trickster energy, just because the Sun is here, and you feel the Sun, and you see the Sun, but unfortunately, you're not growing here right now. Yeah, when the Sun is in reverse, there's no growth here. There's no personal, professional, spiritual growth here. And I feel as though you've been in this stagnant energy of basking in the Sun, but not really going anywhere. Basking in the Sun, but not taking any chances or any risks. And I think that might be about to change. So for some of you, you are the Emperor, you have Aries in your chart, or you're a cross watcher who is an Aries, possibly looking into Libra's reading here, but doesn't have to be, because the Emperor is an energy, right? The Emperor is the energy of all the kings: King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, and King of Cups. A very balanced energy in the upright. Someone who has a lot on their shoulders, someone who's taking charge of their situation or of their life. The Emperor is the person who is the top dog, right? All the kings and queens report to the Emperor. He runs the empire. So I think somebody here is about to take hold of their own energy and is about to move forward, taking charge of their life. Now, we have the Emperor and the King of Swords here together, and when the King of Swords is in reverse, the king is not really making logical decisions, not really, acting in the way that the King of Swords in the upright would be acting. When I see the King and Queen of Swords in the reverse, it's kind of like an off with their heads energy. So be careful of that, because you are the top dog. You are the person who is trying to provide for the many and just not the one. It's not all about you, is what I'm saying. There are other people to consider in this situation here. I feel like when the King of Swords is in the reverse, it's I feel like the Emperor is allowing the King of Swords to run amok. That's what I feel like, Libra. I feel like your King of Swords energy is giving you doubt. It is making you doubt yourself. It's making you doubt the words and intentions, communications of others. I feel especially when the King of Swords is in the reverse and up against like someone is the Emperor, this energy together tells me that maybe you're overthinking a situation, or this is the stall. Yeah. It's like you want to take charge, but you're in a stall right now and you don't know how to get out of it. You want to begin again. You want to begin to create something material in this material world. You want to, you have something, I think, that is in the beginning stages. And we do have, oh, look at that. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here and the World card. So for some of you, the lovers and the Wheel of Fortune moving forward means that in your future, there could definitely be love coming forward to you, or you going forward to someone that you might be in love with. But I feel as though it almost feels like there's no going back. You want to go forward, but there's no going back. The Wheel of Fortune is here to say that fortunate things are about to happen in the future. And for me, the future is the bottom of the deck. I feel like you have to be patient with the process. Trust the process. And trusting the process means trusting yourself. You have everything you need in the Emperor energy that is upright, whether you have Aries energy or not. You have everything you need. You have all the tools. You have all the knowledge. You have everything that you need to move forward. You are capable of picking up whatever it is that you have dropped and moving forward. This is the only thing standing in your way. And I think what's standing in your way is you, Libra. I feel like you're not able to make a decision. You're not thinking logically. You are maybe being harder on yourself than you usually are. And I have a feeling that's a lot. I feel as though that you do want to begin something. The Emperor wants to begin brand new with something that is going to be quite possibly lucrative financially, but is going to take root in this 3D world. It's going to take root here. But first you got to get out of your own way. Yeah, the King of Swords. Between the Emperor and that thing that you want, that Page of Pentacles there. I think where you're coming from is a place where you were settling or in a rut or too scared to move forward. And because you weren't moving forward, the sun was shining on you. That's the thing about laying on the beach, right? The thing about laying on the beach is it feels great, but what are you doing? Nothing. You're doing nothing. And a lot of people that go to the beach have earned that time to do nothing because they're busy all the other times. But I feel like if you are the person who has not really been busy, but has been maybe holding off your own happiness by not moving forward. And I don't think you're necessarily moving forward with anyone. It feels like a solitary energy. We have the Sun here. Now, the Sun is in the reverse here, but we do have the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is the thing that will change your life. It is the beginning. It's anything you want it to be. When you plant that thing, you know yourselves, those of you who garden, when you plant the garden, it's kind of like you know that you've planted cucumber seeds or tomato seeds or carrot seeds, right? You know what you've planted, but what's it going to look like when it comes up? How big is it going to be? You know, is it even going to be viable? Is it going to take root? And I think that's basically what the Ace of Pentacles is. We have the Eight of Wands, which tells me that there is some movement that's coming here. And I think the movement that's coming is you taking control of your life, control of the situation, control of whatever it is that you feel like you've been out of control with, and whatever it is that has not been allowing you to grow. We have the Six of Pentacles, and so we have reciprocity. 6 and 1 is 7, and that's waiting for the seeds of intention to take. And I was just using that analogy of you know, something taking root, right? In the 3D world, something is taking root, and I feel as though there is that you would like to give back to whomever is giving to you. And it's about time for you to take action. But again, as I said, the King of Swords is in the reverse, and it feels like you're in your own way. All right. There's the 7 we were just talking about, right? 6 and 1 is 7. So we do have something that you've been nurturing here. Something that has the potential to be quite a good payout if it is money, or something that's going to take root. This thing has the potential to change your life, but understand when the Sun is in reverse here, there's no growth. You can't grow anything without the sun, right? And we have the Queen of Wands. I feel as though you need to get up and take action. Yeah, and the Aries is a fire sign as well, right? So you need to get up and take action. You can't just keep sitting here and watering the plant and then not getting up to take action to harvest. Because the 7 is where you are nurturing and watching it grow, and maybe you have all the knowledge you need. You're reading all the books about gardening, you're finding out how to grow pentacles, you're doing all of those things that are full of knowledge, but you're actually not getting up to take action. And I think that's why the Queen of Wands is here. I feel as though with the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Wands that you are in indecision about something that has changed your mind, something that's stressing you out. There was I feel like a significant event. What is this? You don't want to grow alone. Okay. You wish you had someone to grow with. For some of you, that's what it feels like. You wish you had someone to grow with. And the fact that you don't is the thing that might be stressing you out or making you feel alone. And I don't necessarily see the 3 of Swords as heartbreak, but it is things going on in the mind. And it's being stuck, right? Because we have 3 swords, and all 3 of them are pointed down, which means nobody's making a decision here. Yeah. I feel as though you've been fighting internally with yourself. Fighting about, I'm just too heartbroken to carry on, or I just don't have enough mental energy to keep moving. Something came between you and the thing that you love, or the person that you love. One of the two. I really think ultimately you're going to have to get up and take action, or things are going to continue to be stagnant here. You're going to feel the sunshine. It's going to be warm. It's going to be good where you are, but there's no growth. And if you don't get up and do something, if you don't get up and go get it, the Queen of Wands, right? There's nothing that is going to come of it. It's fear. It's about fear about work or a job, or because Capricorn is about working really hard, but it's also about giving into toxicity, or having the attachment of addiction. So I feel as though you want to get up and take action. I feel as though you've been through a lot in terms of addiction. And for some of you, that'll be true. For others of you, it's going to mean that you want to get up and take action. You've been through a lot, because the Queen of Wands is forged through fire, right? And fire is, wands. It's people taking action against you sometimes as well. So I feel like you fear your growth. Yep. Ace of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. You fear the hard work. 7 and 1 is 8. You fear the hard work. You fear that people are going to see you as the person who has all of the knowledge, the teacher, the one who is trying to build something based upon a knowledge that you have. But the thing is that you have all the tools. You have the knowledge. You have the ability to be the teacher. 3 of Pentacles. You have the ability to bring people together for one cause. And we have the Magician here, which tells me that you have all the tools that you need to move forward. All you have to do is get up and do it, Queen of Wands. But I think there's something to do here with either fear or toxicity, or it could be a toxic situation you're living in, or a toxic way of thinking, right? King of Swords. And I feel as though something is brewing. That's what it feels like in the 3 of Pentacles. Something is, it's not 2 of Pentacles, it's 3 of Pentacles. We're in the partnership stage. Maybe you're looking at someone to share a project you're doing, or something like that. You're trying to invite more people into your life. Maybe that's what you're manifesting here. I feel like you're feeling lonely, and I feel like that ultimately is what the 3 of Swords says here, that maybe you're feeling lonely, and you have a fear that maybe things won't grow, 3 of Pentacles. But I feel as though if you do get up and take action, that things will move toward you quickly. or you'll move towards something quickly, because I see the action, I see the movement here, right, in the Eight of Wands. We have the Nine of Swords and the King of Wands. Okay, so we have a match here, someone that you see as your equal. We have the Nine of Swords. You've been overthinking the situation with this person, because, you know, what comes after the 8 is the 9. You're overthinking a situation. For those of you who are looking at this as love or as a connection, a soulmate connection, I feel as though you've been overthinking it. You're scared to move forward. You're scared to be seen. You're scared that it might grow. You're scared of the work you have to put in. But for some others of you, it's a toxic situation that you've been overthinking, or maybe you are feeling toxic. Maybe they are toxic. The King of Wands is someone who goes in for the passion first. You could have Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo in your chart. Don't have to, but we also have Capricorn here. We have Aries here. The ability to be able to do it because you have the knowledge and the skills. Not just the knowledge, but you're overthinking it. You're arguing with yourself about starting out, about taking the step forward. You've been thinking about this for a very long time, Libra. And you still haven't taken action on it. The universe is beckoning you to take action. It's the only way. If you're looking for love, it could be that whatever project or job or whatever it is, creative thing that you might be starting here is going to lead you to the person who is your person. But if you don't get up and do anything about it, if you don't use these wands as they're presented, if you don't use your manifestation skills and all the tools you've been given in order to move forward, I feel like this is where you are. Stagnant still. Not doing anything, overthinking it, awake at night. Yeah, and awake at night could be stress, could be anxiety, but it also could be lack of discipline. Yeah, there is an opportunity here, but you have to go meet the opportunity. It's going to take years, or maybe you've been sitting here for years waiting for this thing to come together. But ultimately, I feel it's your decision, and you've been up in your head feeling heartbroken that things aren't working out in your way, but you have to get up and take action, for sure. It could have something to do with a fire sign. It could have something to do with a Capricorn, a Leo, an Aries. But I think ultimately that tells the story up there, the King of Swords in the reverse. You know, you want to move, you want things to move forward, you want to take action, but you're overthinking it. Yeah, that's what it is. In the week ahead, I think that you're going to realize that even though you've been tied down for a while, sitting at that Two of Wands, trying to make a decision as to whether you should go or not, I feel like you feel like you've been tied down or held down. And I don't know who you think it is that's holding you down, but I have a feeling that you're feeling really defensive about failure. And with the Magician here, the Magician can produce anything he wants. He's been given, wands and swords and pentacles and cups in order to all of that to come together, all those tools to be used in conjunction with the universe. Could be that you're missing the spiritual piece too. So I feel there's 5 and 2 is 7, that maybe you're feeling a little defensive about moving forward. I feel like you have the option. The universe is saying, go ahead, move forward. You can take control if you want to. The Sun is here and saying that there's no growth right here. But if you take action and stop keeping yourself awake at night, worrying about things, it's about stress and anxiety, I think, in the management of it. I feel like it's been going on for years, and it's finally time that you took charge of all of that. If this is about love, I feel like whatever the next project is, when you get up and start taking charge of your life, and figuring it out and pulling it all together, I think that's when the soulmate comes in. Yeah. Libra, thank you so much for coming here and for clicking here. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now. If you're interested in a reading, please look down below at the description area. You'll be looking for the yellow dot if you'd like to book me at Wizio. My readings there start at $40. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hello, Aquarius. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. Thank you for clicking here. And thank you for watching. If you are brand new, I hope you will stay. I also hope that you'll let me see you in the comments. I want to know who's here. I want to know who's paying attention. And if I don't know that you're there, It's going to be kind of hard to get into your energy. So even if you don't want to tell me a story, you don't have to. I don't need to hear it. Just an emoji or a thumbs up or something to give me your energy. Let's exchange energy here, Aquarius. Here we go. This is going to be for you for the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is for you, Aquarius. All right. So we have the Knight of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Five of Wands. Wow. I think it's safe to say that maybe you might be dealing in some energy of taking action, I think, but with a little bit of hesitancy. I feel like you want to make a decision. You want to make a decision. You've been stagnant in this energy, sitting here at the Two of Wands, making a decision. I feel like you have come to think that if you're going to be stuck here, you might as well make the best of it. And I feel as though you're stopping to smell the roses. That's what it feels like. Knight of Wands is passionate energy, moving quickly, taking action, moving forward at the drop of a dime. Yeah, spur of the moment. We have the Four of Wands, which is, the energy of balance. Balance in love, possible union. It could represent marriage to some of you. For me, the Four of Wands represents a special union, not just a karmic, but someone who you are connected to via energy. And that could be a soulmate or a twin flame, a deep soul connector. 1111 is here present on that card, and that is the beginning number of the awakening or the soulmate connection for some of you. We do have the Seven of Cups, which gives me an energy of feeling overwhelmed, having too many options to be able to pick from them, and feeling emotionally vulnerable about making the wrong decision. I feel like you're doubting yourself, Aquarius. That's what it feels like. That you're feeling overly emotional because you've been doubting yourself about a connection that you've been waiting to kick off, a connection that you're wanting to, maybe you're wanting to reach out to someone or wanting someone to reach out to you, and you're tired of waiting. I see the Knight of Wands as, you know what, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to poke that person, send the email, send the text. I feel like you want to send this information to someone who you're very connected to, that you feel that there is either a heartstring or a pull towards them or something like that. You feel the energy between you. And it's overwhelming for you because you're not sure what to do at this point. You're scared. I feel like this is an energy of feeling scared, feeling sort of stuck in the mind trap, because the fives are all about lack. And this energy is the energy of not being able to make a decision, having a lack of clarity, and just sort of bulldozing it and feeling like you need to, okay, fine, I'm not going to think it over anymore. I'm just going to go. But, I feel like between these two energies here is I really am feeling emotionally overwhelmed about a connection here. Should I go or should I not? And so I think somebody here wants to move forward on a connection. A connection that broke your heart. Moving forward, that's what we said, right? You're fighting within self. The person I'm connecting with here, I think, doesn't necessarily value marriage. Or you're arguing with yourself as to whether you are a traditionalist or not. I feel like mostly, though, that the Hierophant is representation of spirituality. For some, it could be religion. It could be following a set of rules and regulations. And you're having a problem following those rules and regulations because, let's face it, Aquarius, you color outside the lines. You make your own decisions, right? You don't usually follow the crowd, you make your own decisions, you're the one out front, right? And you're the fixed energy. You're the fixed energy just like Taurus is. Yeah, once you make a decision, you don't go back. Yeah, and I feel as though you're fighting with yourself about moving forward on a connection. This person, I feel, is kind of looking over at the heartache and heartbreak and all of this. I feel like you want to move forward on a connection that you feel that you've learned enough lessons that you can leave wherever it is that you were regretful. Yeah, you were regretful in a situation that didn't go well, didn't go in your favor. Because before the 6 comes the 5. And in some cases, that can be, fighting too hard for something, and to the point where you look like the right fighter. It's like whoever you're with or whoever this represents is like, sees you as someone who thinks you're right all the time, someone who's not open to learning, not open to knowledge. This is also movement, however small it is movement. It's about moving along because you've learned the lessons. I feel like with your back, you're kind of moving away from or have your back to the Hierophant. This could have something in your life to do with the Taurus, for sure. We've got 6 and 3 is 9. So you're up at night, possibly, feeling stressed out. If you're not up at night, you're feeling stressed out, not able to come to a resolution within self. And I feel like you're just, it's the energy of, I'm just going to stop thinking about it and I'm just going to take action. I'm just going to go. And that's where the Knight of Wands energy comes in. I feel like you want to take action on a connection and you're like, I just need to know one way or the other. Is it a yes or is it a no? Because you've been hermiting, thinking about this situation. Something that's broken your heart or something that's really been troubling you up in the mind and affecting your health or your body. Because there is a point at which you can be over-obsessed with a connection. We have the King of Swords in reverse. We have the 3 of Cups in the upright. And we have the Page of Swords in the upright. We also have the Hermit. Could also have something to do with a Virgo. But I feel as though this Hermit is facing or, adding to or touching this Knight of Wands because you're still hesitating. You're still hesitating. You're still by yourself. You're not seeing people. You're not going out. It's like you're kind of stuck on one person or one energy or one thing, and you're trying to forge the path towards that thing to the exclusion of everything else, and you're missing the lessons on all the way there. It's like, I want this. And that's really a fixed sign. I want this, and that's what I'm going to get. And no one on the side of the road is going to stop me, give me knowledge, or give me any teachings or anything. I know what I'm doing. I don't need your energy. So I feel like you need to be careful about that and the only reason I say that is because the King of Swords is showing up in the reverse. And when the King of Swords is in the reverse, it's all about being illogical, not really using, the thinking cap. Aquarius, you are among the most intelligent in the zodiac. Cerebral, using your mind, a forward thinker, someone who is very logical. And, this person is someone who usually holds a high place in society because of their intellect. And I feel like you're not accessing the intellect. I feel instead you've moved to using sharp words and bulldozing and, taking your path no matter which way that path is. I think you want to take your path and your path only. And I don't think you're open to anything else. Yeah, because the king isn't, when I see the king or the queen in reverse, it's like off with their heads. If they're not going to agree with me, get out of my way. You spend a lot of time alone thinking, overthinking, I think. And how many times can we say think? It's all about what's going on in your head, right? Totally. We've got swords and swords and swords and swords. Now, I feel like you might be standing in your own way here. In the way, between what you know and what you want to do. I usually see this card as the reunion. I feel like you really want to have a soul tribe or people around you that, you know, you can celebrate with and celebrate your achievements with and celebrate their achievements. But I feel as though you are not open to that right now. And that's really the big thing in this reading here, Aquarius. You have to be teachable. You have to be willing to be flexible. You know, you are a fixed sign, but you have to at some point willing to be flexible, or you keep going around and around and around in this cycle. You go from the 9 back to the 1, from the 2 to the 6. So, you know what I mean? You keep going around in that cycle without being able to leave. But we have 6, 3 is 9, and 1 is 10. 1 is being held by the Page of Swords. And I feel like that's the epiphany. I feel like you finally come to a consensus within self that your spirituality is important. It is. It's important to make decisions based on the higher self, based on your whatever it is. If you're a religious person, based on your biblical teachings or the teachings that you know, that you've learned, that you've grown up with. It's important for you to follow that set of rules. And I feel like out of that, whether you are spiritual or religious, and they are two very different things, I feel like the epiphany that you have or the knowledge that you come across helps you make the decision about where you're going to go or what you're going to do in order to find your tribe. Because I really think you're missing out on this. You're missing out on the connection and communication and the emotion because you're all up in your head. The Virgo is the hermit, very smart, highly spiritual, but spends a lot of time alone. And if you have been the King of Swords in reverse, probably not a lot of people want to be in your energy right now. It's tough. It's really tough. You don't know whether you can make a decision or not to move forward. You've been fighting internally. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so whatever you find out, whatever you figure out, whatever the Page of Swords represents to you, I'm looking at it as an epiphany, because that sword, you can see that the Hierophant is off the end of that sword, and that tells me that you have a realization with the higher self or about something to do with religion or spirituality from a teacher. Somebody teaches you, you finally become open, because this is the teacher and the student, right? The student is the page, the teacher is the Hierophant, and I feel like you come to some sort of an epiphany that allows you to get out of the 9 of Wands energy, allows you to stop identifying as someone who's wounded. And this could be the block that you're suffering here, that you identify yourself as someone who's been done wrong or someone who's been wounded. But I feel as though you need to be reminded that there is a soul tribe here. For some of you, this is brand new love. If we're looking at a love reading here, I feel like, Aquarius, what we're looking at here is we're looking at love of self, I think. But for some of you, if you're looking at this as a romantic reading, I feel like you've had some harsh words or sharp words with somebody who you possibly pushed away, possibly someone who they offered you their cup and you didn't take it, because we have 3 and 1 is 4, and the 4 of Cups is maybe about being a little complacent, maybe, you know, not really being a little bit bored with life, that kind of thing. But we also have the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess and the Hierophant the High Priestess and the Hermit are here. That tells me that you're connected to someone spiritually or energetically. You could have Pisces in your chart. You could have Virgo in your chart. You don't have to, but we also have Taurus here. And I feel as though there is something new, something you're going to love a lot. So whether this is romantic love for you or love of self, for some of you, you pushed away someone who offered you the cup. And I feel like that was the wrong person to push away. And now that no one else is coming along, I feel like you may have pushed someone away because you had forged your path and you weren't open to the teachings on the way down that path. And for some of you, you gave up that cup because someone on the side of the road could have offered you the cup and you're like, no thanks, I have my own way and I'm going to do it my way. So I feel like you have some sort of an epiphany about somebody that you either refused or ignored. And I feel as though for some of you, it's a spiritual epiphany, one that you've been agonizing over, fighting with yourself over. And I think it finally, when you understand that lesson, it breaks you out of the Nine of Wands, because we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. It's dropping your walls finally and taking the teachings, right? Taking the teachings here of the, like the page who is seeking knowledge. For some of you, you are connected to self when it comes to your connection to the universe. For some of you, you could be a light worker. But I feel as though that the higher self has been trying to speak to you for a while regarding this, but I feel like you have not been open to the teachings. And it's exactly true. And I don't know who said it. It might be Rumi, that the student can only, the teacher only appears when the student is ready, right? We've got the teacher and the student. So when the student is ready to receive the lesson, that's when the teacher appears. The teacher's not going to hang around and keep poking at you. You need to learn this lesson. Teacher's going to go on their way. When you call that energy in, that's when you're going to be learning the lesson. Someone here I feel is about to learn a lesson. Yeah. I feel like you've been stagnant in your energy here, that you've been holding open the door of a chapter that's not for you. Something that's been over for a while. And because you've been holding your foot open, or you have this unfinished business, I feel like it's hampered your growth. I feel like you've been standing in the sunlight saying, yeah, what a great sunny day, but you're not going anywhere. Yeah. I mean, you could be laying in the yard, but you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. And when I see the sun in reverse, of course, that's Leo energy, and we are looking at the world card here. We have Pisces energy here. We've got all the fixed signs again. And I feel as though with the sun in reverse, it's like, yeah, it's okay where you are, but there's no growth. And you need to be able to get the lessons from the teacher in order to grow. So I think that's at that point when you accept the lessons, that is when the sun is going to be in the upright here. What I feel is going on here, Aquarius, I feel like you're in a bit of a funk and you don't realize it because it's warm where you are. You know, things around you, like you might be, making ends meet, and everything around you might be going okay, work is fine, kids are fine, but you're not growing spiritually, personally, in your career. You're just not growing because you feel as though you have unfinished business. For some of you, it might be in love. You need to close a chapter, is what I see here. You need to close a chapter, and the chapter you need to close is you need to learn to love yourself, because you can't love somebody else the way, you're never going to find someone to love you the way you want to be loved if you don't know what that is. If you can't love yourself, you can't show someone how to love you. Yeah. I feel like you keep bringing cycles to an end, but you keep jumping back into the cycle. So you're like, that's it. I'm over. It's over. I'm done. This person has deceived me. They've talked bad about me behind my back. They've stabbed me in the back. I'm not doing this again. And then they call you up or they text you and you're back in the cycle. Yeah. So I feel like leaving your foot open here, leaving your foot in the door with the unfinished business, I feel like that's the chapter that needs to be closed. Not just the cycle, but you need to close the chapter and finally learn the karmic lesson before you can move forward. But you can't do that unless you're willing to be the student and take the lessons from the teacher. There it is. That's what you're giving up right now. For not listening, for not learning, for not getting the lesson, for not closing the chapter, I feel like you're giving this up. Look at that. And I don't feel that it's gone. I just feel as though you're holding it off. It's in the future, and it's up to you to get it, but you can't get it without passing go and collecting the $200. You have to learn the lessons. If you haven't learned the lessons, it's not like the internet. You can't just jump in on a conversation and offer your 2 cents. You have to learn the lessons first before you can move forward, right? All right. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for being here. Thank you so much for all that you do and the ways that you love me. Please let me know below in the comments if this is something that's resonated with you. Share it with a friend if you feel like you need to. We need more air energy here. I'm going to go for now, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I'm out. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. How are you, Gemini? I hope you are well. Thank you for clicking here today. If you're brand new, I hope you will stay. And if you are my ride or die, thank you so much for clicking here always. I do appreciate you. Gemini, I'm here to give you a reading for the week ahead, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Just want to know what's up for Gemini in the week ahead, please. Gemini, the week ahead, Gemini, and happy birthday to you if you are having a birthday, Gemini. All happy returns. All right, here we go. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell us what's up for the week ahead. Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune is about to move forward, my friend. You're agonizing over a decision about love. Charlie just said, and for the first time in a long time, it doesn't really have anything to do with passion. I feel like the thing you're agonizing over is a new start. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be a new start in love. For some of you, I feel as though you've been agonizing because you don't have much love for self. Yeah. You can make all the changes that you want on the outside, Gemini, but if the inside is not where it's supposed to be, yeah, it's not, you're not going to be feeling yourself, for sure not. We have the Nine of Swords, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Wands. We've got 3 aces. Things are about to kick off. Things are about to be brand new. It's a renewal for you, Gemini. We have something that is brand new here, waiting in the wings. Something that's been on your mind for a while. It's the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is going to change your life. The Ace of Pentacles, when you plant it, you really don't know what you're going to get, right? It could be money. It could be love. It could be other things that will bring you wealth and abundance, because abundance covers a lot of things, right? It's many of one thing. Yeah, and it could grow to the 10. It could be a long-term relationship. We don't know until you get it in the ground. But I feel like you've been agonizing over whether you should put it in the ground. Yeah, whatever it is it might be that you're waiting for new love, hoping for new love, agonizing over new love. You've been up in your head for a while, Gemini, about whether or not somebody is in love with you, whether someone has passion for you. Beginning of love. Let's keep going here. Need more energy. Gemini, for the week ahead, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Gemini. You were overthinking. You're standing in your own way. Quick moving energy. You want to make a decision about moving forward to a relationship that has the possibility to be really stable and sturdy. 3 and 1 is 4. But we do have one wand here that is in the reverse, which tells me that you're unsure about someone's feelings for you or your feelings for someone else. There is someone here in the future that you're unsure about how you feel. You've been waiting, you've been holding off, but I feel like your air energy just wants to propel you forward. Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords here. And the Knight of Swords, understand, is yes, fast-moving energy, but just because it's faster, it doesn't mean it's better. This Knight of Swords is, getting the information there quickly, but not necessarily getting down all the details. Not necessarily keeping all the details, just kind of blurting out the information that's, the crib notes that's necessary and moving along. I feel like you have been, pardon me, waiting because you're unsure either about, for some of you, it's either about how you feel about someone or if you have enough passion to move forward. And that's what's keeping you here. Now, the thing is that you can see she's made a decision, right? She's holding on to a wand. She's made a decision to take action, and I think she wants to fly. But she is unsure about what's in the future. And really, we need to be okay with that, y'all. We need to be okay with being unsure of what's coming up. some of us keep ourselves caged, right? We keep ourselves caged up in our head, 8 and 9 of Swords, because we're scared of getting hurt. But the fear of getting hurt is only going to hold you back, and you're going to stay in the same place you always were. Because if you always did what you always did, that you're always going to get what you always got, right? If you don't make changes, nothing is going to move forward, because change is progress. So we have the 8 of Swords. You moving away from or getting out of your head, finally. You've been up in your head for a while. And I think finally it's beginning to affect your health or your sleep, or I feel like you've been trying to figure out this, you want the lesson. You're trying to figure out the lesson. Why am I here? Why can't I sleep? Why can't I make the decision? That's what the 9 of Swords is to me. Ooh, there it is. You wouldn't move forward, so the universe moved you forward. And it's definitely the universe moving you forward, because we have the 8 of Swords in the reverse here. So then the universe comes, and that's exactly what this is. This is an epiphany, an upheaval. Things change. We were just talking about change being progress. And change is needed in order to progress in your life. And I feel like you were in stagnant energy, and this whole thing, I think, is about how you feel about someone, or how you feel about yourself for some of you, because we have the 9 of Pentacles here, and it is the solitary or individual energy, but also it's a lonely energy. I mean, you're abundant, you're doing fine, your Pentacles are okay, but it's an abundant, lonely energy. Yeah, you can see how she's wanting to make connection, but she's scared because she can't see what's under the cloak of that squirrel. She knows it's a squirrel, right? But she doesn't know. She doesn't know if she can. She doesn't want to sacrifice herself in order to move forward, and that makes total sense to me. We have the 6 of Pentacles here, and I feel like you want to give reciprocity to someone. You want to make things even. You want to share. You want to open up, and you want things to be a little more even between you and someone else that you have feelings for. We're going to clarify this Tower, but understand that this is the intervention of the universe. The universe is like, look, you have this Ace of Pentacles here. You have all the things that you want in the abundance of the Ace of Pentacles, but you're not moving forward because you have fear. Fear of failure, fear of self, fear of not making the right decision, fear of saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing. So you can either get on this, well, it looks like a bull there, but you can be like the Knight of Swords and get out there and just blurt it out and hope it works, or you can plan for it. Yeah. And while you're in this individual energy by yourself thinking about this, you might as well plan. I feel like for some of you that you want to connect with someone, charge in on someone, and tell them how you feel, because you just want to find out that Ace of Wands, is it viable? Are they just not showing you their passion, or do they really not have passion for you? And that's why you're waiting. You don't want to be hurt. Well, you know what? No risk, no reward. I'm just saying. So Gemini, it's time for you to move forward and figure it out. Figure it out as you go along. You'd be surprised how many people are faking it till they make it. You'd be surprised. Some of the most successful people you may know have taken risks and chances in order to get where they are, because they're okay with getting hurt or falling on their nose. We have the King of Swords in the reverse, and the King of Swords in the reverse is not thinking clearly, not being logical, not making good decisions. Somebody here is sort of in the mode of off with their heads. If they're not going to listen, then I'm going to cut them out. That's it. If they can't do what I tell them to do, then I'm going to be really swift, really quick. The Knight of Wands, I'm going to be really quick with how I cut them out of my life, because I'm at the crossroads of my life and I need to make a decision about whether I'm going to stay here and be tied down, or if I'm going to move forward. I feel like there is somebody that you want to give yourself to, or give your time, your your attention to, but you're not sure if that person's going to give it back, and that's what's holding you back. I think you're in this King of Swords energy because of this person you're in love with. So whether you're the King of Swords or whether you're the Queen of Cups, either way, I feel as though you have a poor outlook on love. Maybe you're someone who has been lost at love over and over again. But understand, it might be because of that energy, right? Because that quick moving, not thinking about it, gotta go now, not gonna go over the details, boom, 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 and then it fails. You run into it rather than waiting, Three of Wands, waiting for the ships to come in, looking them over, seeing what the cargo is. Is this something that I want? I really need to go over the details. And yes, it is about taking action, absolutely, but you're not taking action because you're unsure of whether this is a viable connection or not. Wow. So the universe is saying, first of all, I've got the Queen here. She is the one that takes action, right? The universe is saying here, yeah, got to stop it. You got to stop this thing about being, not going over the details, not being logical, not making decisions that benefit you. I feel like sometimes you run towards the fire because it looks good, smells good, right? But when you get there, sometimes it's a long-term relationship, but it might be karmic, right? If you've been through this cycle again and again and again, this is the Ten of Pentacles. You could be fine in your cash. You could be fine in your money, but you're really not getting the lesson, I think. So we have the Death card here, and the universe is saying, this is Major Arcana, the universe is saying you need to stop this King of Swords in reverse energy. It's not serving you. It's leaving you short. It's leaving you feeling like you're not enough. It's leaving you with all sorts of decisions you didn't want to make about money, about moving forward, about making decisions in love. It's holding you back. I feel as though you want victory, you want to go home. 3 and 2 is 5 and 1 is 6. I feel like you want to go home. I feel like you've been through a lot when it comes to love, and you're being asked to take action still. But first, this has to come to an end here. Making bad decisions, not really making logical decisions, and moving forward on the information that you don't yet have because you don't see that there's a tower there. And when you make quick decisions, you don't think it over, you're headed towards the tower. That's the karmic relationship. It's the karmic cycle. It's time to end that. That's what the Death card is about. If you want to grow, if you want to have this partnership that will grow past the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you need to pay attention to what's going on here, honestly. We're going to look at the Tower because we never leave a tower unattended. We want to see what the energy is there. I feel like the Tower comes along to shake you out of your tree because we've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse, and it comes to shake you out of your tree just to get movement again. We've got the Queen of Cups here. I feel like you're used to giving it all. I feel like you're the person who always goes all in and then gets screwed in the end. I feel like you're the person who gives it all away because the Queen of Cups is always in danger of depletion because she's a healer, she's psychic, she's connected to the universe. She's an empath, she's a psychic, she's giving away her energy all the time. And when you are in that energy, you understand that you are not in control of it. You've been given this gift, but you can't control. When people come around you and require healing, your energy is automatically going to heal them, and then you're depleted again. So you need to learn to drink from your cup first and then share. Tell me about the Tower, please. Yeah, the Tower comes to shake you out of your tree. Now the King of Swords is in the upright. Now you're making decisions. Now you're holding back. You're not really running for the hills, getting on this Knight of Wands. You're not moving too quickly. I feel like the Tower comes to unburden you because I feel like at this point is the point where which you finally drop your burdens that you've been holding on to, and you've been holding on to them really tightly. And I think that sometimes you can get stuck in your head going over and over and over situations, but understand that it's really not serving you. It's really just creating an energetic block in the King of Swords in the reverse. Tell me what's coming to an end, please, for Gemini. For the week ahead, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Gemini. Woo, there we go. There it is. Communication. Queen is in the upright again. We've got communication here. We've got something that has ended, so something must begin, right? I feel as though it's an end to a cycle of you running in and, taking action before you think things out. I feel like the universe wants you to learn this lesson. When you learn this lesson, when you finally close the door on this chapter, because that's what comes after the Judgment card is the world, you finally learn the lesson of, if I want what I'm asking for, I have to give something up. Something must come to an end before something can begin. You're being given a second chance here. We've got the Eight of Wands, we've got the Five of Wands, and that tells me that there's been a little bit of lack of communication or of taking action and moving forward. I feel like with the Judgment card, the universe is telling you it's time to move forward. It is time to resurrect or to have a reconciliation. And if for some of you, it's not going to be in love. For some of you, it's going to be with self. Yeah, that it's time for yourself that you need to move forward. Whether or not you're moving into a new connection, it doesn't really matter. But the universe is giving you the second chance, but you must stop this whole running toward the fire thing without thinking it over first. Yeah. All right, Gemini, that's what I have for you. Sorry. That's what I have for you. The universe is saying if you take action, 10 of Pentacles could be yours. But first you got to grow, and that's the truth. You have to learn the lessons. You must grow first. Because if you don't, you're just going to be scared because you don't have all the information. Fear, toxicity, it doesn't work out, you get hurt again. So it's time for you to take action on the things that you've been thinking about. Yeah. It's all about the hard work. There's no shortcuts here. This isn't the internet. Well, it kind of is, but it's not. You know what I mean? I feel like what you can come to is once you get out of this energy and decide that you do want to resurrect the feelings of, I don't want to feel in lack anymore. I'm going to make decisions in money. I'm going to make decisions about where I'm going to move from the crossroads here and move towards reciprocity. I think that the Three of Pentacles is what you're looking for. You're looking for a partner to do it with because you don't want to do it alone. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you, Gemini, so much. If you're interested in a private reading, please look below. There is a yellow dot in the description. If you're interested, my readings there begin at $40. I'm going to go for now, and I will see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.